Community reserve planning is your resource for high-quality, thorough reserve studies. A reserve study is the key to the physical and financial health of your community. Every community association requires a different amount of cash in reserves to complete repairs or replacement projects on schedule without special assessments or loans. How does an association properly determine and compile adequate reserves to fund necessary repairs or replacement costs? By conducting reserve studies. An important part of your reserve study is determining which items are reserve items. Reserve items are common area items such as clubhouses, parking lots, common hallways, tennis courts, etc. These items also have a limited useful life expectancy, usually longer than a couple of years. Reserve items have predictable remaining life. Items like wiring don't usually qualify for reserve funding because the life expectancy of wiring is very long and unpredictable. Items that are usually budgeted in the annual budget should not be included in the reserve study. Reserve items often have a minimum threshold determined by the association. Items below this amount should be paid for out of the general repairs fund. There are many reasons to conduct a reserve study. Most governing documents, or CC&Rs, require a reserve study. Special assessments are a painful experience for both board members and homeowners. A reserve study will help your community avoid special assessments. It will also save you money by planning for future repairs. More bids can be obtained to ensure the most competitive price. Adequate funding will allow you to keep your property looking its best, thus improving resale time and value. If components are not replaced on time, damage to other components can occur. For example, if the life of a roof expires and leaks, it can cause damage to framing, sheetrock, carpet, as well as introducing mold or mildew. Knowing when funds will be spent allows for more effective investment of funds into higher yield accounts to maximize income. Many mortgage lenders require appropriate reserve funds. A reserve study will help your community meet these requirements. Selecting a funding goal is an important part of planning your reserve fund. Full funding is the safest and most stable plan. Threshold funding keeps the reserve fund above a set amount. This amount is determined by the association. Baseline funding keeps the reserves fund above zero. This can be economical in the short term, but very unstable and expensive over the long term. When selecting a funding plan, these funding principles should be considered. Sufficient funds should be available when required. A stable contribution rate should be maintained over the years. Evenly distributed contribution rates over the years, and fiscal responsibility is the overall goal. A reserve study consists of two parts, the physical analysis and the financial analysis. In the physical analysis, inventory is taken of all the components. Measurements are also taken. The condition of each component is assessed, and the useful and remaining life estimates and current and future values are determined. In the financial analysis, current and future costs are determined, income and expenditures are projected over 30 years, and a contribution rate is recommended to meet the funding goal. Updates are recommended on a regular basis. The Level 1 reserve study is a full study with a site visit, usually only needed on the first time. A Level 2 reserve study is an update with a site visit. This is recommended every 3 to 5 years. A Level 3 reserve study is an update or a review of the current status of the reserve fund. With each reserve study, you will receive 2 bound hard copies of the report, along with the report in digital format that can be posted on your web page or emailed. Contact us today for a free estimate of your reserve study. For more information, please call or visit my website at www.reserveplanning.com.